Greetings, class! Several of you have been asking for a gameplay video, and so here it is. Keep in mind that you're just looking at the prototype right now. The actual version of the game that you're going to be getting will have real gorgeous art on it by Joshua Wright, which you can check out above or below this video. But now, let's take a look at how the actual mechanics of the game work. The first thing that we want to do is select the scenario, which I've already done. The one that I've been doing the most is The Fungi from Yuggoth, which is a great collection of sonnets by H.P. Lovecraft. Then the second thing that we're going to do is build the university map. We've got this starting tile, which has an indoor tile on it and an outdoor one. The green diagonal lines just mean grass and, outdoorsiness. The black lines represent hallways, so there's an indoor door here, here, and here. And then the blue delta is an entrance-exit, so you can move from the inside to the outside. We put that in the middle of the board where everybody can reach it, and then we build the map. The map is we build the map in real time by just everybody grabbing tiles from this stack as quickly as they can and putting them down. You just have to make sure that you follow a few rules when you place the tiles. Indoor tiles, inner doors have to connect to inner doors. They can't connect just onto grass, and they can't connect to a wall like this. Also, every tile that you place has to be reachable from every other tile. So, for example, you couldn't put a grass here yet because there's no way to get to it from this tile. So, we've got that there, and then we build this as quickly as we feel. So, there. And there we go. Check out this gorgeous map. Ooh. Kind of hard to aim a webcam like that. I really like this way of making the map because it generates a completely unique, completely different looking map every time that I do it. I'm going to post an update a little bit later showing you a bunch of the photos that I took at the various playtests, and you'll be able to see none of the maps look anything alike from two different games from one to the next, which is really cool because it means that even if you're playing the same scenario, even playing the same characters, the map is going to look different, so where you're going to have to go and what sort of things you're going to encounter is different, and the cards are that you're going to be drawing for events are going to be different because you're going to shuffle them every game, and you're never going to know who the cultist is. So even if there was only one scenario, there would be a ton of replay value. But I'm giving you 4 scenarios, so there's even more. Next, everybody would choose their character. So here I've got a sample character here that I'm going to be playing as, and after we've chosen our characters, we put them in their little starting locations on the map, which it says on the character sheet what room they start in, and then we figure out who's the cultist. Each scenario comes with multiple different cultists that it could be, so we're going to pick one at random without looking at it, and then if, let's say that this is a 4-player game, I'm going to shuffle it in with 3 academic cards so that you don't know which one it is. hand it out to all the different players, and then everybody's going to take a look at the card that they've got. There's two types of cards. Either the cultist card, which tells you where the stars need to be in order for them to be right, and then what you are able to do once the stars are right. You reveal yourself. In this case, it would be your amigo. You're going to try to pull people's brains out and put them in vats and take them back to the planet Yuggoth. But it could be, for instance, that, and that happens at the start when the stars get to 15. It could be that you are trying to summon a Shoggoth, and you need to get the stars to 25 there. So the other players don't know exactly what the cultist is trying to get the star track to. If you're not a cultist, then the roll card that you got here describes your madness that you have, the particular way that you're going to be going insane during the course of the game. The madnesses all have 3 stages. At first, it's just a bit of flavor text describing the way that your character is, starting to feel uneasy. Stage 2 is something bad that starts to affect you in game. That you have to obey what the card says. You have to you have to follow that rule, otherwise you're cheating. But you're not allowed to reveal what the madness is. So, for example, if you're a kleptomaniac and you're in stage 2 of your madness, then if you end your turn near another player, you are forced to try to steal from them. So if somebody ends their turn next to you and then they steal from you, they go, oh no, I have to do it, I'm a kleptomaniac, I can't resist. But they also might just be a cultist who wants to steal from you and is lying about being a kleptomaniac. And you're going to have to try to figure that out on your own. So you dealt out the roll cards, everybody takes a look at it, and sees either how they're going to be going insane or that they're the cultist and what they're trying to do. Then we put our characters on the map, and we begin. At the beginning of my turn, I draw an indoor event. So in this case, it's a Labyrinth of Corridors, which is a reason check. My reason is green-blue for this particular character. So I pick up a green die, which has and a blue die. You can see that this is blue, right? I couldn't find blank blue dice, so I used yellow ones, and the yellow marker doesn't show up very well because it's basically highlighter, so I wrote them in blue on the prototype character sheets. But this is green, this is blue, and this is red. So I grab a green and a blue die because it's a reason check, and that's my reasonability score. And then the difficulty is red, which means that I keep grabbing red dice until I have 5 dice in my hand. Whenever you make an ability check, you always roll 5 dice. So I rolled the dice, and let's see what I got. There we go. So I got 2 weird results, 2 bad results, and 1 good result. So what that means is on this, each event tells you what the different results will do. If you get 2 bads, you'll take a horror. If you get 2 weirds on this particular event, then the stars will move 1, and I would have to move 2 away from this exit, so either here or there. If the star track advances by 1, that's bad for the whole group because it means that the cultist is closer to being able to do whatever it is that they're trying to do. But if I gain horror, that's bad for me in particular because it means that I'm going more insane and my madness will start to affect me more. Madness is stage 1, just flavor. Stage 2, pretty bad. Stage 3, very bad. But you can't ever die from a madness. Unlike in a lot of games, there's no running out of sanity and dying. You just go crazier and it becomes harder to do what you try to do. So I've rolled the dice, and now I get a single reroll. Either I can reroll all of the weirds, or I can reroll all of the bads that I got. In this particular instance, the weird results are sometimes beneficial and sometimes harmful. They always advance the star track. In this instance, I kind of want to be forced to move away from the exit because that would push me into the room with the vault, into the vault, which is one of the places where I can try to find the Necronomicon in this particular scenario. So I'm going to reroll the bad checks, and I got another weird, and a bad. So I don't activate the bad result because it takes 2 bad results to get that. But I do activate the weird. And I need 3 good results to get the good. I need 3 good die results to get the good effect, which is drawing an Elder Sign piece. So I didn't get that. So I would gain a horror and keep track of that on my character sheet. I'm forced to move into there, and now I get 2 actions. I'm going to have the first action that I do be to search the room for an item. Items are either indoor, got the little eye in the corner, or outdoor items, or both. You only keep one if it's appropriate to the place that you are. In this case, I got fine gloves, which add 1 green to my finesse and let me do the stealing action twice. Now I'm going to do the scenario-specific action to try to find the Necronomicon in the vault here. That's a reason check, which for me is, again, green-blue, and the difficulty of it is red, so it's actually the same set of dice that I had earlier. And the result is 2 goods and 3 bads. So re-roll that, and nope, still got all the bads. So I failed it this time, but if I had succeeded, say I'd gotten these 3 dice had come up bad, then interesting thing about how this searching works, the Necronomicon is either in the vault or over here in the library. And whoever succeeds at the check to find it there in one of those rooms first, they don't find it. Instead, they become very confident that it is in fact not in that room and it must be in the other one. So you've got a sort of dual incentive thing going on there, that you want to help the group by finding it, but if you help the group first, then it will probably go to another player, because these rooms are pretty far apart. It's probably not going to be the same person who looks in both of them. So that's my turn. I've done both of my actions, or first I resolved an event, I did both of my actions, and now it's the next player's turn. So we would go around like that in a group, every player taking their turn, and then when it gets back to me, since I'm the start player, I would draw 2 cards from the university deck and pick one of them to play, and one of them to secretly shuffle back into the deck. So all of these cards are bad, but they're bad in different ways and to different degrees. So if you're not the cultist, you want to try to pick the one that's the least bad. If you are the cultist, you want to pick one that's worse, but, bluff that you are picking one that's not as bad. For instance, this one says that players can't move this turn, and the star track only advances 1, whereas this one, the stars are gone. All players who end their turn outside take a horror, and the stars advance 4. So depending on what my goal was, I would do one of those, and if everybody's already in a place that they want to be, I might be, okay, players can't move this turn, or this round rather, and the star track advances 1. There's 3 different durations of university cards like this. There's instantaneous ones that just happen as soon as you play them. There's ones that last for 1 round, and there's weather effects. Weather affects all of the outdoor tiles, and lasts until another weather effect gets drawn and replaces it. So after I do that, I would pass the starting player token to the player on my left, and then they would take the first turn of the new round, starting by drawing an event, and then taking their 2 actions. And the game basically plays in that fashion from then on. I'll go ahead and show you a little bit more about the different cards. Item cards I already told you about. There's indoor and outdoor items. For example, this protective amulet you can only find indoors, but this polo mallet was left out on the grounds and is an outdoor item. And some of them are in both, like this shotgun. Combat cards tell you the difficulty of the combat that you're doing. The way combat works is you make Both the person doing the attacking and the person doing the defending make a brawn check where the difficulty is given by the combat card that's drawn for that combat. Defender rolls first, and then players have a defense which is reduced by every bad result that they get. The number of good results that you get minus the opponent's defense is how much damage they take. And each of the combat cards has a unique weird effect that either one of you might set off if you get 2 or more weird results on your dice. I already told you about the university cards that you draw at the end of the turn. The 2 different types of events, indoor events and outdoor events, depending on where you are at the beginning of your turn. These are the Elder Sign pieces. In the actual game, these will be little pentagonal tokens that you can actually stick them together to make the little elder sign. It's gonna be great. There's 2 different types of them. There's the central piece and the outer triangular pieces. In order to make a complete elder sign, you need 5 outer pieces and 1 inner piece, and a single player has to have all those and connect them. And then, in the case of the fungi from Yuggoth scenario, they then need to take it to the chapel. And here's an optional rule that you can play with sometimes. The music that the game comes with, 15-minute MP3 by Brent Hengeveld that you could hear during the introductory video, which you can watch up above. There's a church bell at the beginning and end of that MP3. The idea is that you play the music in the background and it adds just sort of atmospheric feeling to the game. And also, whenever the church bell goes off, indicating that the track's looping and basically the 15-minute timer is done, you draw one of these music cards, which has a unique effect that happens immediately and affects everybody. And so that's an optional rule. You don't have to play with it. And if you're going to be in a noisy environment when you're playing, I don't recommend trying to do it. But if you're at home, in the dark, playing by candlelight with nothing around to distract you, then I think that the music really adds a whole lot. So that's the gist of the game. You keep playing in that fashion until, while the academics are trying to complete their different goals. In the case of the fungi from Yuggoth, they need to make a complete elder sign and take it to the chapel, and also find the Necronomicon and then use it in the way that it says printed on the card. The Necronomicon is one of the artifacts. You only use a small number of the artifacts in any given game, depending on which scenario you're playing. And the scenario will tell you which artifact to grab, and the rest you just put back in the box and use for other games. So the academics are going to be running around trying to do those things, helping each other, trying to find items and use the useful rooms. The cultist is trying to secretly sabotage all of this without anybody realizing that they're doing that. And once the star chart gets to the correct position and the cultist is able to reveal themselves and summon whatever horrible monster or reveal themselves as Amigo or whatever, then things really get intense. Then everybody knows who the enemy is. It gets down to the wire. You really have to finish things quickly, because once the cultist does reveal themselves, things get a lot more dangerous for the academics. And that is everything. If you have any questions, please comment either in the comments on this video on YouTube or in the comment section on the Kickstarter page. Once again, this has been a gameplay demo for Cultists of Cthulhu, Miskatonic University, the newest game from Sixpence Games, and is up on Kickstarter right now and doing very well, and I hope that trend continues. So if you like this, please consider backing and also spread the word and tell your friends. Thank you.